yoga class is an 8-minute yoga core burner. So it is great for adding strength to your existing exercise routine, or if you're short on time, this class will have you moving after a quick warm-up, and you might even break a sweat. So get ready to power up your energy and increase your strength. Let's flow. Starting in child's pose, knees can be wide or together. Just come to your breath, allowing your breath to be deep and full. Just taking these few moments to check in. And then start to warm up by reaching the fingertips up toward the ceiling and down, just patting the fingertips. And gently interlace your right arm underneath the left, coming into a child's pose, thread the needle. Breathing into that space between the shoulder blades, come back to the center. And now take your left arm underneath the right armpit, coming into that thread the needle on the second side. And gently coming back through the center, reaching the fingertips toward the front edge of the mat, and just start to add some movement to your body, gently coming up to a tabletop position. Maybe make some circles with the hips, or take a few rounds of cow and cat. If you're making hip circles, switching the direction. I'm just inviting that energy, that movement into the body. Come back into your tabletop. And now take your right arm up and back by your hip and then forward. And just make some half circles here with the arm a few times. And when you're ready, switching to the left side. These can be as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just warming up there through the shoulders. Placing both hands. And then start to lift the base of the palms up. Just starting to warm up again through the wrists and the forearms. And then flip your palms so that the backs of the hands are resting on the earth, and maybe start to bend the elbows out to the sides, just doing some little bitty push-ups. And then bring the palms back to the earth, picking up the feet, rotating the ankles around, lubricating through the joints. Place the toes, press into the hands, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Keep the knees a little bent here as you press your shoulder blades onto your back. And then we'll start to create some movement. So start to bend through the knees and slide forward into your plank pose, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bending into the knees, come forward, downward facing dog. This time bend the knees, keep the elbows slightly bent, come into chaturanga, and then press back to downward facing dog. Reversing the direction, come through your plank to chaturanga, and then bend the knees, hips up and back. And just continue to move here 3 times. And come to your plank pose as you lower yourself nice and slow all the way down to the ground. Press into the hands, lift up for a cobra, and bring the chest down. Lift up, cobra pose, and bringing it down. Walk the hands out wide maybe, and press up to a wide cobra. Dip that right shoulder down, and come back to the center, left shoulder down. And slowly roll down, placing the hands, curling the toes under, press up to plank and downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up behind and swing that leg out to the side as you bend the knee, placing the foot in between the hands. And then just rock back and forth, bending and straightening the right leg. Moving from that runner's lunge. Pick up the knee and sweep the right leg up behind and place the foot down. Left leg comes up behind, swing the leg out to the side, just kind of opening up through the hip, placing the foot, and then again alternating between the runner's lunge and a pyramid pose variation. Now picking up that knee, swinging the leg back behind, and place the left toes down to meet the right. Bend your knees and walk your hands back toward your feet. Now as you bring the heels down, bend into your knees and then reach the chest forward. Straighten and reach the chest, straighten the legs, reaching the chest, and then start to roll yourself up until you come to standing, reaching the arms out and up. And then on your exhale, start to roll yourself down, chin toward your chest, rolling down, roll back up, and roll down one more time. Keep a nice bend in the knees as you roll yourself back up, and then roll down, placing the hands, walking the hands out until you come into a hovering tabletop here. So the knees are just a couple inches above. Sweep the right arm out in front and back behind, just doing those arm circles, and now switching sides to the left. And come back to that hovering tabletop, Reach the right leg back behind, knee to nose. Reach the right leg back, knee to nose. Right leg back, knee to nose. Pause here as you step the foot in between your hands. Bring the left knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up. Maybe start to lift that left knee up nice and slow. And then bring the hands down, step back into your hovering tabletop. Left knee toward your nose, kick the leg back behind. And just move here 3 times with your breath. Really crunching up in the abs. Step the left foot in between your hands. Right knee comes down. Inhale the arms up. Modified lunge, Anjaneyasana. And then start to lift that left knee up nice and slow, coming into crescent lunge. Drop back to your tabletop pose and hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward. And then step or lightly hop toward the front edge of your mat. Exhale, folding here. Inhale, bend the knees as you sweep your arms out and up, coming into Tadasana. Sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, crescent to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, folding forward, keeping a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, step or hop back to chaturanga. Press back to downward facing dog with bent knees. Slide the chest forward, low plank. Chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping the right leg up behind. Exhale, bend the knee toward your nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Inhale, up to crescent lunge. Start to shift the weight forward, bring up that left leg. Warrior 3, and then bend the right knee, staying in that warrior 3 and just working on leg strength here. Bring the fingertips down, left toes come down, plant the left hand, reach the right arm up, coming into a twist, and then roll over onto the outer edge of the left foot, come into Vashisthasana side plank. Scooping the hips up, come back through the center, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, slide forward, low plank or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, bend the knee toward your nose. Step the foot, crescent lunge. Start to lean your weight forward as you come into that warrior 3. And as you feel steady, then start to bend that left knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. And just make sure you make it even on both sides. Bringing the fingertips down as you bend into that left knee. Right toes reach back. Plant the right hand. Lift the left arm up. Twist. And then start to roll over onto the outer edge of that right foot. Vashisthasana side plank. Bring the left hand down, come back through plank, and press back downward facing dog. And bend your knees, slide the chest forward, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And then on your exhale, lower back down through chaturanga, bending the knees as you press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop toward the front edge of the mat. Lengthen here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, reaching up. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. And this is where I'll leave you. Thank you for practicing with me. And remember to share, like, and subscribe.